Deciding what to do can be difficult. Prioritizing your workload is particularly tricky when you've got too many things that need to get done. This is what Barry Schwartz called the paradox of choice, and it leaves us bedeviled with FOMO, the fear of missing out, the worry that we're not going to do the things that are most important. So in this video, I want to look at a very simple idea that can help you to understand how to prioritize your work. And it's called the Pareto Principle, or the 80-20 rule. The Pareto Principle gets its name from the 19th century Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, who noticed that 80% of Italy's wealth was in the back pockets of 20% of its citizens. And if you look at the data on the world today, we find that 20% of people still own about 80% of the wealth of the world. That pattern, whereby a small number of samples account for a large amount of something, is common in the natural world and it's common in the human world. There are a very small number of rivers which account for large amounts of fresh water. There are a small number of cities which account for a large amount of the population of the planet. The Pareto Principle is sometimes called the 80-20 rule because of the fortuitous nature that not only is it in Italian and world economics that 20% of the population own 80% of the wealth, but the 20 and 80 often appears. But there's nothing special about those numbers. What's special is that the Pareto Principle tells us, in terms of our time management and prioritization, that a small amount of your actions will give you a large amount of the benefit for doing them. So how do we apply the Pareto Principle to prioritizing our workload? Well, let's start with a chart which illustrates the Pareto Principle. Along the horizontal axis, we could list all the things that we need to do, and this could simply be lines of your to-do list or your could-do list. On the vertical axis, we can measure the cumulative benefit of doing those things. And if we arrange all of those things in order of genuine priority, what we'll find is that the first few will deliver a large chunk of benefit. And then we do some more and we get perhaps not quite so much benefit, but another big chunk of benefit. Then we do some more and we get another not quite so big chunk of benefit. And then we do all the last load of them and we get a little benefit for doing a load of things. That's how the Pareto Principle works. And we can combine it with a technique called Moscow analysis. What we can recognize is that those first few things that could deliver a substantial amount of benefit are the things that we absolutely must do. And then the next set of things, the things that could deliver a significant amount of additional benefit, we should do those. If we've got time, there's a load of other things which we could do and get a reasonable amount of benefit for the effort we put in. And then finally, there's a whole load of things which we would do if we could, if we had loads of time, but we don't have loads of time because time is limited. So we won't do those. And you know what? The little bit of benefit we might have gained from doing them, it's not worth having, because tomorrow or next week we'll have a new list of things to do and there will be some musts and some shoulds on that. And that's how the Pareto Principle works. It allows us to divide all our tasks into musts, shoulds, coulds, and won'ts. And the practical way to use it is to create a little sticky note for each of the tasks on your to-do list or on your could-do list. And then to create 4 boxes or 4 posters labelled must, should, could, and won't, and gradually to allocate each sticker objectively to one of those 4 boxes. And if you find too much in the musts, then look at them objectively. Figure out which ones don't deliver the same kind of level of benefit as the others and move them down to the shoulds. And if there are too many in the shoulds, then move some down to the coulds. And if you don't have time to do all the things you must do, you should do, and you could do, then find the least beneficial things and move them into the won'ts. The Pareto Principle is a hugely powerful principle because it is a force of nature. So use the principle to prioritize how you use your time, and you will become far more effective, far more efficient, and far more productive. Please give us a thumbs up if you like this video. There's loads more great management courses content to come, so please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, but in the meantime, keep learning.